I watched my wife kiss my best friend through the window of our beach house, the same beach house where we got engaged, the same best friend who was the best man at our wedding. But here is the thing. I'd known for 6 months, and in those 6 months I didn't cry, I didn't confront them, I didn't fall apart, I planned. And what I did next didn't just end their affair, it ended everything they'd built together. On my back. This is that story. My name is David, and 2 years ago I had what everyone would call the perfect life. Beautiful wife, Emma, married for 7 years. She had this laugh that could light up a room, you know, the kind of person who remembered everyone's birthday, who'd surprise me with my favorite coffee on random Tuesdays. And then there was Marcus, my best friend since college, the guy who helped me move 4 times, the guy who talked me through my dad's funeral when I couldn't even stand up straight, my brother in everything but blood. I'd built a software consulting company from nothing, 15-hour days, maxed out credit cards, sleeping in my office. But it paid off. We were pulling in 7 figures annually. I had a team of 12 people. And Marcus, I'd brought him in as COO 3 years ago, gave him 20% equity because he was family, because you take care of family. Emma worked as a brand manager, but honestly, with my income, she didn't need to. She kept working because she loved it. I respected that, supported it. We had the house in the suburbs out, the beach house in the Outer Banks, date nights every Friday. We were trying for kids. I trusted these 2 people more than anyone on earth. That was my first mistake. It started with small things I told myself I was imagining. Emma's phone always face down now, her smile just a half-second delayed when I came home. She started going to the gym a lot, 4 times a week became 6. She'd leave at 6 a.m. on Saturdays. Getting back in shape, she said. Want to feel good about myself. I told her she was beautiful. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes anymore. Then Marcus started acting weird. We'd grab beers every Thursday night, had for years. Suddenly he was busy, client stuff. He'd say, rain check, brother. Work meetings ran late. Both of them, same nights, different excuses. I'm not stupid, but I also didn't want to believe it. You know that feeling? When your brain is screaming at you, but your heart's begging you to be wrong. The night I found out, I wasn't even looking. It was a Tuesday. I came home early with flowers just because wanted to surprise Emma. The house was dark. Her car was there, but she wasn't answering. I heard sounds from upstairs, our bedroom. My heart stopped. I walked up those stairs and every step felt like drowning. The door was cracked open and there they were, my wife, my best friend, in our bed, the bed I'd surprised her with for our 5th anniversary. I didn't burst in. I didn't scream. I just stood there watching my entire life reveal itself as a lie. Emma's head was thrown back, and she was saying things to him she'd stopped saying to me a year ago. Marcus had his hands on her, like he owned her, like she'd always been his. And the worst part, they looked happy, not guilty, not conflicted. Happy. I backed away, quiet. They never even knew I was there. I sat in my car for 2 hours, hands shaking, trying to breathe. That's when I stopped being the trusting husband, the loyal friend. That is when I became someone else entirely. I didn't sleep that night, or the next. I'd lie next to Emma, watching her sleep, wondering how long this had been going on, wondering if she ever loved me at all. I wanted to scream, to flip the mattress, to burn everything down, but I didn't, because angry people make mistakes. And I wasn't going to make mistakes. I hired a private investigator. Cost me $5,000, but I needed proof. I needed everything. 2 weeks later, he handed me a folder that made me physically sick. Photo stamps. Hotel receipts. 2 years. They'd been doing this for 2 years. It started 4 months after I made Marcus my COO. There were pictures of them at restaurants I'd never been to. Weekends at MY Beach House when I was traveling for work. Text messages recovered from cloud backups that were, I can't even describe it. One message from MI, she'll never find out. He's too busy building his little empire to notice. Another from Marcus, I almost feel bad. but not bad enough to stop. You're worth it. They weren't just sleeping together, they were laughing at me, building a future on my dime. The investigator found something else. Bank statements. Emma had opened a separate account. She'd been siphoning money from our joint account, $20,000 over 6 months, small amounts I'd never noticed. Marcus was worser. As COO, he had access to company finances. He'd been padding vendor invoices, creating fake consulting fees. He'd stolen almost $100,000 from my company. They weren't just betraying me, they were robbing me, planning their exit together. I sat with that folder for 3 days. Didn't eat, barely moved. Emma asked if I was okay, put her hand on my shoulder, the same hand that had been all over him. Just work stress? I said, smiled, kissed her forehead. She had no idea I knew, that I'd seen everything, and I wasn't going to tell her, not yet. See, I realized something in those dark days. If I confronted them now, what would happen? Divorce, messy, but she'd get half of everything anyway. Marcus would get fired, but he'd keep his equity. They'd end up together, wounded but intact, living off MY money. No, that wasn't it, justice. That was just ending it. I wanted them to feel what I felt. I wanted them to lose everything. So I got to work. First, Marcus. I started documenting everything, every shady transaction, every padded invoice. I hired a forensic accountant quietly, paid in cash. He found the trail Marcus had tried to hide, but I didn't confront him. I needed more. I started feeding Marcus bad information, told him about a huge deal coming through, a client ready to sign $1 million contract. His eyes lit up. He started working on it obsessively. The client didn't exist. I'd created a fake company, fake emails, fake everything. I let Marcus invest weeks into it. Let him tell Emma about the big bonus he'd get. Then I slowly started removing his access, reduced his permissions in company systems, moved critical clients to other team members and made it look like restructuring. Marcus didn't notice and he was too distracted planning his future with my wife. Then, Emma, I became the perfect husband again. Date nights, flowers, long talks about our future, about kids. She ate it up, smiled wider, felt less guilty, probably. I told her I wanted to upgrade her car, surprised her with a Tesla dive. She cried, hugged me, told me she loved me. She drove that car straight to a hotel to meet Marcus. But here is the thing about new cars. They have GPS tracking, and I had every login. I knew every location, every lie. I also started talking to a divorce attorney, not just any attorney, the best in the state. I paid a retainer, locked him in. That meant Emma couldn't hire him. Conflict of interest. I did the same with the top 5 divorce attorneys in our area. Paid consultations. Now she'd have to scramble for representation. I moved money, quietly, legally, into accounts she didn't know about, protected assets, my business, my real estate, my investments. I documented everything, every lie she told. Every night she said she was at book club, but was really with him. I gathered it all like evidence for a trial, because it would be 3 months of planning, 3 months of pretending, 3 months of lying next to someone who'd destroyed me and smiling. It nearly broke me. Some nights I'd sit in my car and just scream, hit the steering wheel until my hands bled. But every time I wanted to quit, I'd look at those photos, read those messages. He'll never find out. Oh, I found out. And now it was time. The trap was set. I just needed the right moment to spring it. That moment came in the form of our company's annual board meeting. We had 4 board members, me, Marcus, and 2 outside investors. I'd been feeding those investors concerns about Marcus for weeks. Missed targets, questionable decisions, nothing obvious, just seeds. The morning of the meeting, I told Emma I had a surprise planned for dinner, reservations at her favorite restaurant. She kissed me, told me she couldn't wait. She had no idea it was the last kiss she'd ever give me as my wife. The board meeting started at 2 p.m. Marcus walked in confident, smiling. He actually patted me on the back. Big day, brother, he said. I smiled back. Yeah. You have no idea. I started the presentation, company performance, revenue growth. Everything looked great. Then I got to a section called internal audit findings. Marcus's smile faded. I pulled up the forensic accounting report. Every fake invoice, every padded expense, every stolen dollar highlighted in red, $47,000 in total theft. The room went silent. Marcus tried to speak. David, I can explain what, Marcus? Explain how you've been embezzling from the company for 2 years, or should we talk about why? I pulled up the next slide. Photos, time stamped, him and Emma, hotels charged to the company card. His face went white. You didn't just steal my money, Marcus. You stole my wife, and you used company funds to do it. One of the investors stood up. This is unacceptable. We need to vote immediately. It took 4 minutes. Marcus was out 0 equity. I'd structured his original contract with a morality clause. Theft violated it. He got nothing, but I wasn't done. I'm also pressing criminal charges. Embezzlement, fraud. The DA already has the file. Marcus stood up, shaking. You can't do this. David, please.
I am sorry. I'll pay it back.
Sorry you got caught. There's a difference. Security escorted him out. He was screaming, crying, begging. I felt nothing. I left the office at 4 p.m., drove home. Emma's car was there. I walked in. She was getting ready for dinner. That dress I loved. The one I bought her in Paris. Hey baby. She was so happy, so clueless. I am almost ready. Just need 10 more minutes. Emma, sit down. Something in my voice made her freeze. What is wrong? I handed her the folder. I know everything. She opened it, saw the photos, the messages. Her face crumbled. This isn't. Don't insult me more than you already have. The tears started. It's not what it looks like. I can explain. You have been sleeping with Marcus for 2 years. In our bed. In our beach house. You've been stealing money. Planning to leave me. What exactly needs explaining? She collapsed onto the couch. Full breakdown. Sobbing. I'm so sorry. I do not know what happened. I love you. I made a mistake. A mistake is forgetting to buy milk. This was a choice. Every single day for 2 years. Please. David, please. We can fix this. Therapy. Anything. I'll do anything. I'd imagined this moment 100 times. Thought he'd yell, scream, cry. Instead, I was calm. Cole, I've filed for divorce. You've been served. The papers are on the kitchen counter. No. No? David? I froze all joint accounts, changed the locks. Your things are being packed as we speak and will be delivered to your mother's house. You can't do this. I can, and I have. You will also notice you are listed as a co-conspirator in Marcus's embezzlement. The money you took, that is theft. From marital assets. You might want to get a lawyer. Her face went from devastated to terrified. What did you do? What you forced me to do? I walked out, got in my car, drove to the beach house. The same beach house where this all started. Where I saw them together. I stood on that deck, looking at the ocean, and finally, I let myself feel it. The rage, the pain, the betrayal. I screamed into the wind until my voice gave out. And then I cried. For the marriage I thought I had. For the friend I thought I knew. For the man I used to be. That man was gone. That was 8 months ago. The divorce was finalized 3 months later. No fault state, but with the theft, the infidelity evidence, and my protected assets, she got way less than half. She fought it, but her lawyer was fourth rate, but all the good ones were conflicted out, which she tried to reconcile or showed up at my office. At my house he sent letters, cold crying. I never responded. Marcus. Criminal charges stuck. He pleaded down to avoid jail time, but got 2 years probation, full restitution, and a felony record. He lost his career. No company will touch him now. Turns out Emma and Marcus didn't stay together. Shocking, right? When the money dried up and reality hit, their love disappeared. Last I heard, she's back living with her mom, working retail, and Marcus is driving for Uber on my company. Thriving. Without Marcus's theft, we're more profitable than ever. I promoted someone from within. Someone loyal. I haven't dated, haven't even thought about it. Maybe someday. But right now, I am focused on rebuilding. Not my life. My life is fine. Rebuilding me. People ask if I regret it. If I went too far, here's what I think they had a choice. Every single day for 2 years, they chose to betray me, to laugh at me, to steal from me. I gave them exactly what they earned. Did it make me feel better? Honestly, not really. Revenge doesn't heal you. It doesn't give you back what you lost, but it does balance the scales. They destroyed my trust, my marriage, my peace. So I destroyed their future fair trade. If you've ever been betrayed like this, I want you to know something. It's not your fault. You didn't deserve it, and you will survive it, but how you survive it, that's up to you. You can collapse, let it break you, or you can stand up, document everything, protect yourself, and make sure they face consequences, not for revenge, for justice. There's a difference. If this story hit you, hit that like button, subscribe if you want more real stories about betrayal, revenge, and justice. Drop a comment telling me what you would have done. Would you have confronted them immediately, or would you have done what I did? I will see you in the next one, and remember, trust is earned, but so is betrayal.